Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Katie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a pregnancy and life update. So typically on my channel, I do a lot of DIYs and decorating. This is not going to be that type of video, so if you are only subscribed for that type of content, just skip this one and I will have a decorating video coming out in just a couple of days. Also, if you are a child or a family member and you don't want me to go into any TMI details about like pregnancy and that type of thing, also skip this video. That's going to be the last warning that I'm going to be giving. So for the rest of you guys, let's go ahead and get right on into it. I'm going to start with the pregnancy update. So I'm about 27 weeks. I don't have a pregnancy app on my phone. For me, it just makes the pregnancy seem longer and it stresses me out a little bit. So I stay away from the apps, but I know that that's roughly the week that I'm at. So I'm almost in the third trimester, which is crazy. This pregnancy has been so fast and also so slow at the same time. Anyone that's been pregnant might know what I mean by that. This has been an extremely challenging pregnancy for me. And this is my fourth baby and my third full-term pregnancy. So before this pregnancy I had a little boy, and before my little boy I had twin girls. I've also had 3 miscarriages. So I have had my share of pregnancy experiences. The reasons that I've been struggling are, I've had a few like mental reasons that I've been struggling and also some physical side as well. So I will talk about the physical experiences that I've been going through first. I have an inguinal hernia, and all hernias do not go away without surgical repair. So this pregnancy doesn't make me necessarily have an inguinal hernia. I could have already had it, but it's made worse by pregnancy, and when I'm not pregnant, I don't even notice it. And inguinal hernias are in your lower groin region, and when I stand up for extended periods of time, I just feel this little knob, is what it feels like, protruding in my lower groin region, and it's very painful. It feels like there's quite a lot of pressure in that area. And I also have Volver varicosities, which are basically like varicose veins in your lady bits, and it's super, super painful. And I experienced a similar situation with my last pregnancy, and it's so strange because when I lay down, I feel totally normal, and as soon as the pregnancy is over, I feel totally normal. But while it's going on, it hurts. And I saw on Amazon that for $60 you can get a compression garment for your lady bits and for the hernia, and I seriously considered ordering it, but then I wasn't sure if it would work or not, and I didn't want to spend $60 on it, so I didn't do it. But if it works, I need to get one because it's going to be a long few weeks if I don't. Another thing that's been going on with me is I have just been feeling kind of off, and in my previous 2 pregnancies I did develop preeclampsia towards the end of my pregnancies, and with my twins I also developed HELP syndrome. And HELP stands for hemolysis, elevated liver enzymes, and low platelets. And it's a very dangerous condition. It typically goes hand in hand with preeclampsia, and I don't think doctors haven't like necessarily said that one causes the other, but they typically occur together. And look it up if you haven't before. It's a pretty dangerous condition. Anyway, typically things go south for me at the end of pregnancy, and I've started to feel a little bit like how I feel when things start kind of going awry. So I'm foggy. My hands, feet, and ankles have been swelling quite a lot. And I've noticed some additional swelling in my face. Not a ton yet, thank goodness, but I'm starting to see it and I'm starting to feel it, and I can especially feel it in my lower legs. And when I stand up for extended periods of time, then it's worse. But this is a little bit challenging because that's a typical pregnancy symptom, so it's hard to know the difference between like when it's becoming a problem and when it's just like a typical pregnancy thing. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. I've been monitoring my blood pressure, and hopefully nothing crazy happens. Also, a little personal tidbit about myself. I have ADHD. This is not self-diagnosed. I've been to a psychiatrist, I've been to a doctor, both, and I typically take Vyvanse, but I don't take this medication when I'm pregnant, and I can feel a difference when I don't take it. I struggle a lot with focus and with concentrating, and I jump from task to task a lot without finishing one thing. I'm extremely forgetful. And this, on top of pregnancy brain, it's just like a really dangerous combination of both of these things. So anyone that's been around me can probably attest to this. I am a forgetful person, and it's kind of embarrassing. And probably the biggest thing is I struggle so much with body image during pregnancy. And I don't know if this is strange or if other people do. I mean, I hear people talk about it sometimes in pregnancy updates, and it kind of seems like they just like glaze over it. But for me, like, it bothers me. And looking into the mirror and seeing myself and not feeling attractive and not feeling like myself, like, that's the biggest thing. It's not even like feeling like attractive as in like the typical attractive, I don't know. It's all me. It's no one is saying this to me. It's all me, 100%. And when I look in the mirror, I don't feel like myself, and it just makes me feel yucky. And I feel really petty talking about this. It's hard for me to come on camera, especially, and admit this, because I can just see people in the comments now saying like, you should be thankful that you have the opportunity to be pregnant, and you should just, you know, be happy with these symptoms. And I am so grateful for this pregnancy. Like I said, I've experienced 3 miscarriages. My last miscarriage was by far the most challenging miscarriage or loss that I've had to go through, and I wanted nothing more than to be pregnant. But it's like, after I get pregnant and these hormones start hitting me, it is just very challenging and hard, and it kind of plays with my emotions, and it just doesn't make me feel very good. And people could tell me a million times over and over that I look good or that I'm whatever, and I don't believe a word that anyone says. And the problem is, I don't want to dress up either. I don't want to put my energy towards like doing my hair every day, doing my makeup every day. And when I do these things, I do feel better, but I have so many other things that I want to be spending my time on. Like, I like being active, I like being with my kids, I like working on my YouTube, I like being with my husband, I want to see my family. But I have become a little bit more like antisocial in general during this pregnancy, way more than what I have been during my previous pregnancies, I would say. I just would prefer to be home a lot of the time, and I think it's partially because we have had like a lot to do around the house. Like, we've been fixing up the house a lot, we've been working on our Etsy shop a lot, and I've just kind of stayed busy. But another thing is, like, when I go out and I look like crap, I get a lot of like the "are you okay?" and it's like, is something wrong? And nothing's wrong with me whatsoever, except for the fact that I'm pregnant and in my 3rd trimester and I feel like crap. But I just don't want to have to explain that to people, and I don't want people to like comment on my belly, and I just don't want it, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes for me, I just like to be a little bit private and hang out by myself on the couch with my kids. And I don't know, please tell me in the comments below if I'm a total weirdo, because I wouldn't be surprised if I was. And I think that's all, honestly. If you want to know like my exact stats, I've gained about 15 pounds from where I started. I'm 5'7", and like I said, I'm about 27 weeks along, so not too much longer. And other than that, I think the pregnancy, as far as I know, has gone fairly well. I'm feeling baby kick all the time. That is like the coolest thing, honestly. And this happens every time. As soon as I have the baby, I forget all of this other stuff that I'm saying right now, but it's just, while I'm pregnant, it's hard. I think it's just the hormones. They just are crazy. So I'm sure I will be just fine after I have this baby, like I am most every other time that I've had a baby. It's just been rough. I think that's all. I will see you in just a couple of days for a decorating video. Bye, guys.